This is Mac OS Ken.
Apple and Ukraine, Ukraine and the supply chain, and a bit of news you can use. It is Friday, the 25th of February, 2022. I'm Ken Ray, and this is news from Mac OS Ken, brought to you by yours truly and sponsored by New Relic, helping you monitor, debug, and improve your entire stack. Learn more and get started at newrelic.com/macOSKen. This show is also sponsored by Upstart, fair and fast personal loans. What would you do if you didn't have high-interest loans or credit card debt? If those are holding you back, I know you've thought about what you would do. Start doing it with a personal loan through Upstart. You're not just your credit score. Upstart knows that. That's why their model considers additional factors like your income, employment, and other information provided in your loan application. See why over 1 million people have used Upstart to get one fixed monthly payment with a clear payoff date. You can check your rate without impacting your credit score in just 5 minutes for loans between $1,000 to $50,000, and you can receive your funds as fast as 1 business day after accepting your loan. Find out how Upstart can lower your monthly payments today when you go to upstart.com/macOSKen. UPSTART, that's upstart.com/macOSKen. Don't forget to use my URL to let them know I sent you. Loan amounts will be determined based on your credit, income, and certain other information provided in your loan application. Go to upstart.com/macOSKen. Insane day for the markets Thursday, thanks to a maniacal day crossing the border between Russia and Ukraine. Apple Insider ran a piece early on Thursday saying the Russian invasion of Ukraine has sparked a black swan event in the stock market. Contextually, I get what a black swan event is, but I thought here we'd go with denotation rather than connotation. According to the site Investopedia, a black swan is an unpredictable event that is beyond what is normally expected of a situation and has potentially severe consequences. Black swan events are characterized by their extreme rarity, severe impact, and the widespread insistence that they were obvious in hindsight. Listen closely, you will hear that term again soon. When Apple Insider posted its piece Thursday morning, it talked about a continuing sell-off of Apple and other big tech stocks. Didn't stick. Checking the Apple Stocks app that so many people wanted to be able to pull off their phones, the Dow ended the day up 92 points, practically flat for the day. The Nasdaq was up 436, a rise of a little over 3%. Apple ended up $2.67, a rise of a little over 1.5%. Again, though, didn't stick. Shares in the Cupertino company were down about $1.50 in after-hours trading. As they might be giants might say, hang on tight. When you're a hammer, they say, everything looks like a nail. When you're Wedbush analyst Daniel Ives, everything looks like a reason to love Apple shares. I'm not saying he's wrong, I'm just saying he's Wedbush analyst Daniel Ives. Apple 3.0 ran part of a note he wrote Thursday wherein he listed Apple as one of the tech stocks to own amid the tech stock sell-off. Quoting his note from before the markets opened on Thursday, the Black Swan event, see? What I tell ya? The Black Swan event from the Ukraine invasion Wednesday night by Russia will send shockwaves across the global markets Thursday morning, with tech names expected to see significant pain when the U.S. market opens. He expected a freak out, and he saw a freak out. But he says he's seen a few since the dot-com bubble went pop in the early 2000s. With that in mind, he wrote, while each geopolitical shock event is different and unique, Our playbook since 2000 has been to use these periods of global chaos to buy the tech winners that we view as way oversold in a panic-like sell-off. Overall, we believe large-cap tech will outperform small caps, and a rotation to the tech stalwarts with defensive business model and high free cash flow. Top names to own on this sell-off, in our opinion, are Microsoft, Apple, Oracle, Adobe, Salesforce, as well as core chip names which should be safety plays in this turmoil. Ives has a buy rating on Apple shares. His price target on the shares is $200. Are you wondering how Russia's invasion of Ukraine will affect the supply chain? I was not, until I read this headline from VentureBeat. Ukraine supplies 90% of U.S. semiconductor-grade neon and what it means to chip supply chain. Here is an unfun paragraph. According to research firm Texit, Ukraine supplies more than 90% of the U.S.'s semiconductor-grade neon, a gas integral to the lasers used in the chip-making process, while Russia supplies 35% of the U.S.'s palladium supply, a rare metal that can be used to create semiconductors. Or, not. The piece has the Semiconductor Industry Association saying the industry has a diverse set of key materials and gases, so we do not believe there are immediate supply disruption risks related to Russia and Ukraine. I'm sorry, with all the disruptions out there already, you can seriously afford more? Or as VentureBeat puts it, the conflict is placing increasing pressure on a supply chain that's already made it difficult to source chips for hardware and enterprise applications throughout the pandemic. Wednesday night into Thursday morning, I kind of wondered when or if Apple was going to say anything about the situation in Ukraine. That Apple Insider reminded me of something that I had completely forgotten. Apple just opened offices in Russia. Like, earlier this month, just. According to the report, following Russia's 2021 demand for big tech firms to have a physical presence beyond retail and support in the region, Apple became the first to comply. According to Russian news agency TASS, as of February 2022, Apple is the only company to do so. Separately, Spotify is reportedly completing paperwork on its own office. Reminded that the company has workers in arm's reach of the Kremlin, I thought Apple might not say anything about what's going on. Then along came Apple CEO Tim Cook. A separate piece from Apple Insider pointed to a post from Mr. Cook on Twitter, quoting that, "I am deeply concerned with the situation in Ukraine. We're doing all we can for our teams there, and I will be supporting local humanitarian efforts. I am thinking of the people who are right now in harm's way and joining all those calling for peace." Tim Cook doesn't need me to tell him anything, but it seems smart to not say anything about Russia explicitly in the tweet. Anybody paying attention is going to hear it, though. And now, if you will allow me, I want to offer mad props to a former sponsor of macOS Ken. MacPaw advertised their product Clean My Mac X on the show a little over a year ago. That company's founder and CEO, Alexander Kosovin, laid out a blog post Wednesday night. Under the headline, MacPaw's operations amidst the Russian aggression against Ukraine, Kosovin wrote, "Being humans of the 21st century, we all wish that the tragic days of war were a thing of the past. However, now, once more, with the Russian aggression against Ukraine, we've been made to witness how easy freedom, independence, and the human right to life and choice are put on the line." MacPaw was founded and operated primarily in Kyiv, Ukraine. For us, the security of our team members is paramount. We prepared various assistance programs and launched an emergency plan to ensure the safety of our peers based in Ukraine. Here's what got me. The bulk of the post had to do with how the company plans to keep serving customers even as their country is being mauled by a bear. Additionally, they talked about how the privacy of their user information and the payment information of their users remains secure. So in our day-to-day operations, wrote Kosovan, nothing is going to change for you. MacPaw products will continue to work flawlessly and receive timely updates. Our support team will keep responding to all your messages. We want to say thank you for all of the incredible messages of support you've sent our way. Our team at MacPaw is staying calm, focused, and optimistic for a peaceful future of independent Ukraine. This is not an advertisement, though they did support this show some time ago. I'm honestly just touched by the post, touched by their commitment to their customers in the face of literal war. And I wanted to let you know how they're doing. You can read the full post at macpaw.com/news. More news in a moment, but first a word from New Relic, helping you monitor, debug, and improve your entire stack. Hey, software engineers, how would you like to have somebody keep an eye on what's happening inside your software all the time? Well, I can't recommend someone to do that, but I can recommend something. New Relic. New Relic combines 16 different monitoring products that you would normally buy separately, so engineering teams can see across their entire software stack in one place. New Relic monitors the status of your software from inside. It will not dive in to fix an issue, but it will pinpoint issues down to the line of code so you know exactly where to focus your fix. That's why the developer and ops teams at Atlassian, GitHub, DoorDash, and more than 14,000 other companies use New Relic to debug and improve their software. Problems come up. Get New Relic before the next one comes up for you. And you can get access to the whole New Relic platform and 100 gigabytes of data free forever, no credit card required. Sign up at newrelic.com/macOSken. NEWRELIC. That's newrelic.com/macOSken. newrelic.com/macOSken. We'll spend the rest of the day on news you can use, starting in the Great White North. Apple News is doing the local thing in Canada. iMore says the Cupertino Company's news service is making itself more relevant to people in Toronto and Montreal, as well as people who are super interested in Toronto and Montreal. Tweeted out by Apple Watcher extraordinaire Renee Ritchie, sources for local coverage are said to include CTV News, Toronto Star, La Presse, Narcity, and others. If it hasn't affected your area, you may not have noticed how local Apple News is getting. According to iMore, just 3 weeks ago, Apple increased its local news coverage with a daily local newspaper in the San Francisco Bay Area. In October of last year, the company launched local coverage in Charlotte, Miami, and Washington, D.C. In the U.S., Apple News now has local coverage for San Francisco, the Bay Area, New York, Houston, L.A., San Diego, Sacramento, Miami, Charlotte, San Antonio, and Washington, D.C. If you're an Apple Card user and a Mint user, those two things are playing together again. If you don't know Mint, 9to5Mac says it's a budgeting app that allows users to manage their finances all in one place. Makes sense that that would work with Apple Card, and to be fair, those crazy cats got together a couple of years ago. Didn't work great, though they seem to think the wrinkles are squished and the bugs ironed out. Huh? Apple Card users have the opportunity to once again integrate their card usage with the Mint app, according to the report. And finally today, if you're cool buying off the rack, getting one of Apple's latest MacBook Pros requires less patience than it used to. A piece from Mac Rumors says the Cupertino company is starting to catch up to 14-inch and 16-inch MacBook Pro demand 4 months later. It's hard to blame Apple, though. There have been problems in the supply chain. Not sure you heard. Last month, says the piece, would-be buyers were looking at waits of several weeks. That was regardless of size or configuration. Now Mac Rumors says the wait's down to 2 weeks or less for baseline configurations of either the 14 or 16-inch machine. So I had a bunch of other stories planned for today, but they all felt sort of fluffy in the face of news of war. Instead, I stuck with news tied to Ukraine or, as I said before, news you can use. Depending on how news is Monday, we'll probably circle back to some of the stories that I had planned for today. I will also put links to them in the blog section of macosken.com. Go there now and look for the heading Stories Deferred if you want to find those. macOS Ken, brought to you by me and sponsored by Upstart. Fair and fast personal loans. Learn more and check your rate at upstart.com/macOSken. This show is also sponsored by New Relic, helping you monitor, debug, and improve your entire stack. Learn more and get started at newrelic.com/macOSken. Advertising handled by Backbeat Media. Online at backbeatmedia.com. You can reach me a couple of ways. Info at macosken.com or call 716-780-4080. Until next time, that is news from macOS Ken. I'm Ken Ray.
Cha.